A routine traffic stop quickly turned into a courtroom battle. The officer claimed he had clear evidence, but during cross-examination, the defense began uncovering details that could change everything. Watch closely as this testimony starts to fall apart.
Mr. Riley, I think you have a witness.
Yes, Your Honor. Come on, fellow Deputy Brandon Rafferty.
Come on up, sir. Raise your right hand. You swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Please be seated. Once you're seated, sir, I want you to state your name for the record and where you're employed.
My name is Brandon Scott Rafferty. I work for the Grayson County Sheriff's Department.
Mr. Riley.
Thank you. It's Deputy Rafferty, right?
Yes, sir.
We keep going between deputy and officer. So you currently work where?
At the Grayson County Sheriff's Department.
Okay. And how long have you been working with the Grayson County Sheriff's?
Since August 13th, 2018.
Okay. So just recently?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Prior to that, did you work for the Litchfield Police Department?
I did.
Okay. Do you recall how long you worked with the Litchfield Police Department?
I worked for Litchfield Police Department from December 14th, 2015 until February 28th, 2017.
Okay. And where did you work after you left there before you went to the sheriff's office?
I worked at the Grayson County Detention Center.
Okay. So back to January of 17. You were employed by?
Litchfield Police Department.
Okay. And prior to that, did you go to any schooling or training regarding becoming an officer?
Yes, sir.
Where did you attend?
I went to the Department of Criminal Justice Training in Richmond, Kentucky.
Okay. And how long of a course is that?
23 weeks.
So 23 weeks, right. And you received training on how to become an officer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. During the course of that time, did you receive any training regarding DUI stops and arrests?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What type of training did you receive?
Training as far as just different clues as far as impairment whenever people are driving.
Okay. Were you trained on conducting what are called FSTs?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
It's field sobriety tests.
Okay. And do you recall how much training you received over those type of?
I believe it was 40 hours.
40 hours. Okay. So you would have received that training in 2015? Does that sound right? Is that
It would have been 2016.
in 2016?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you received training in 2016. What month of 2016?
I started the academy in March 2016.
Okay. So you received training in March of 2016.
Yes, sir.
And then this stop occurred in?
January 2017.
Okay. Were you working the night of January the 13th of 2017?
I was.
Okay. And were you in a patrol vehicle?
I was.
Okay. Were you riding with someone? Were you by
I
yourself?
was by myself.
You were by yourself. Okay. Did you initiate a stop on the defendant?
I did.
Okay. Can you tell the jury why you stopped Mr. Boyd?
The reason I stopped Mr. Bloyd initially was for the expired registration on the vehicle.
Okay. And do you recall where you stopped Mr. Boyd? Like,
I do.
okay, where did that occur?
It was at the back part of Walmart parking lot.
All right. Walmart in?
Litchfield, Kentucky.
Which is in what county?
Grayson County.
Grayson County. Okay. And after, well, how many other officers were present at the stop?
Just one, sir.
Okay, who was that?
The officer came.
Okay, so you and Officer King were the only two officers?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Who initiated the stop? You or Officer King?
I did.
You did?
Yes, sir.
All right. How did you stop the vehicle? How did he know to stop?
I turned my blue lights on
Okay.
in my cruiser.
All right. And did he comply? Did he stop?
He did.
All right. Now, did you have any type of audio or video equipment on you?
I did not.
did you have any type of audio or video equipment in your vehicle?
I did not.
Are you aware if anyone else did?
I believe Officer Kane did.
Okay. And there is an in-car video of the stop, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Once, going back to initially when you stopped him, once you stopped him, what did you observe after you approached the vehicle?
After I stopped Mr. Bloyd,
Yes.
I went up to the vehicle, and that was the first initial contact I had with Mr. Bloyd. He had his hands up on the steering wheel.
Did you ask him any questions?
I did. I asked him for his license and insurance.
Okay. Did he respond?
He did.
Okay. Did he provide that to you?
He did.
Did you tell him why he was stopped?
I did.
Okay. And did you do anything else or observe anything else at that initial stage?
Whenever I went up and spoke with Mr. Bloyd while he was in his vehicle, I smelled the presence of alcohol.
All right. Now, based upon your observations and training, once you stop a vehicle and you notice that, what do you do next?
We then asked for the driver to step out and to perform field sobriety test.
Okay. Did he do so?
He did.
All right. And can you describe the location where that occurred at?
That was also behind Walmart parking lot. It was actually behind the truck he was driving and in front of mine and Officer Kane's cruisers.
Dirt, gravel, concrete, blacktop, what was it? What was
Blacktop.
the surface? It was blacktop.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did you conduct field sobriety tests on Mr. Bloyd?
I did.
Okay. Do you recall the first field sobriety test that you conducted on Mr. Bloyd?
I believe the first field sobriety test I conducted on Mr. Bloyd was the walk and turn.
Okay. Did you notice if the location had any type of incline? Was it steep? Was it level? Downhill? Anything?
It appeared to be level.
All right. And did Mr. Bloyd conduct that test?
He did.
All right. Now, based upon your training, how do you determine if somebody did a good job or a bad job regarding that particular test? What are some things you're looking at?
One of the things is whenever you have him start out, which I had him put his left foot first and then his right foot in front of his left foot starting out. I asked him not to start until told to. And then also, whenever you're doing the walk and turn, what I had Mr. Bloyd do, or asked him to do, was do heel-to-toe steps with his left and right foot to 9, and then pivot around on his left foot, and then do the same back towards me.
All right. Were you able to review the in-car video prior to the trial?
I was.
Okay. Do you recall, in watching that and in your personal observations, do you recall if he did not, or if he did not pass that test?
There were some indicators from that test.
Okay. Now, what do indicators mean?
Just clues that made me feel like he might have been impaired.
Fair enough. So, can you describe to the jury what those have been
What the clues were from that test?
from that point?
Okay. Whenever he started taking his steps, he did not do the heel-to-toe steps. He had gaps in between his steps. And also, too, whenever I was instructing him on how to perform the test, I told him to look down at his feet. He did not. And whenever he was done taking the first series of 9 steps, whenever pivoting around, he pivoted around on his right foot.
And how was he instructed to do it?
He was instructed to stay on his left foot and pivot towards his right.
And you call those indicators
Yes.
of potential impairment, is what you...
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, now move, and you conducted that test, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, the next test that was conducted was, will you tell me?
The next test that I conducted on Mr. Bloyd, I believe, was the one-leg stand.
All right. Now, did Mr. Bloyd, did you give him the option regarding which foot to stand on?
I did.
Do you recall Mr. Bloyd telling you about any type of issues or problems with his lower extremities that would cause him trouble?
I believe it was before the walk and turn test. He had told me that he had had surgeries on one of his knees.
Okay, all right. And going back, now skipping back to the second test,
Yes, sir.
and I think it's on the video, you instructed him that he could stand on either foot he so choose.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did he attempt to perform that test?
He did.
Okay. And what were the results, based on your observation and training, of that test?
I asked Mr. Bloyd, when instructing him to do the one-leg stand test, to stand on whichever foot of his choosing and bring the other foot up horizontal or parallel with the ground, trying to hold it up 6 inches above the ground and count 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, and so on until I asked him to stop. And he attempted to do so, and I believe it was after 3 or 4 seconds after the first time he dropped his foot, and then it was about the same in the continuing attempts.
All right. So after, at least after a few attempts, he did or did not, or was not able to perform that test?
He was not.
Okay. Were there or were there not indicators of impairment based on that test?
There was.
Okay. Did at any point, well, we'll move on to the next field sobriety test. Did you conduct any further field sobriety tests?
I also performed HGN, which is horizontal gaze nystagmus on
Okay.
Mr. Boyd.
Now that sounds 100% Greek to me and the jury, so
Yes,
you
sir.
need to tell us what that is.
The horizontal gaze nystagmus, are also referred to as HGN, is where the officer will ask the subject to watch their finger with their eyes and their eyes only, and the horizontal gaze nystagmus stands for the involuntary jerking of the eye, which occurs whenever a subject is possibly impaired under the influence of alcohol.
Okay. So does his head sit still, or is it moving around on a pivot, or what's he supposed to do?
His head is supposed to stay still
Okay. And then where are you supposed to be standing?
in front of him.
And then what are you directing him to do?
I'm directing him to watch my finger and just move his eyes and not his head.
Did you conduct that test on Mr. Bloyd?
I did.
Okay. Can you relate to the jury the results of that test?
Whenever I was doing the HGN on Mr. Bloyd, I'd go out to maximum deviation, which is the far outside points of the eyes, and he showed nystagmus, which is the involuntary jerking of the eyes, which is bouncing back and forth of the eyes.
So you're telling me maximum deviation means, again, what? You put your finger
You
out.
take your finger out to the farthest point of the eyes, where they get out to the peripheral of the eyes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as he's following your finger with his eyes, what are you looking at?
I'm looking at his eyes to see if there's any like bouncing or jerking of the eyes back and forth while he's trying to follow my finger.
Do you hold still at any point?
We do.
Where do you hold still at?
The starting point and the end point as
Okay.
far as going out to maximum deviation.
Okay. And when you go out to the maximum deviation, the
Yes,
peripheral part of
Yes,
the
sir.
eye, and the eye, I'm going to let you describe it. What happens when there's an indicator of impairment? What does the eye do?
That is the nystagmus, which is the involuntary jerking of the eye, which instead of just having a smooth pursuit throughout the eyes, actually while trying to go this way, it's actually bouncing back and forth while trying to
All right. Well, do you recall conducting that test that night?
I did.
It's a long time ago. You sure you remember?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that night, what were the results of that test?
He showed signs of impairment from that test as well.
Okay. Do you do it on one eye at a time, or both eyes, or how does that work?
You do it on both eyes. You'll
Okay.
actually start in the middle and then go to one side, come back to the middle, and then the other side.
Did you make this test up?
I did not.
Who taught you to do this test?
I was taught this in the Department of Criminal Justice.
Okay. Did you perform any other gazing tests?
I did the vertical gaze nystagmus on Mr. Boyd, which
I'm going to guess, I know from horizontal this way, vertical's up and down.
Yes, sir.
Is that, I'll let you describe to me what this is.
Typically what you would use the vertical gaze nystagmus is for to show if there's signs of binge drinking more than typically drink, and it's pretty much the same kind of test, but like you said, it's vertical instead of horizontal.
Okay.
So
Is the eye supposed to, if there's a, what happens if there is an indicator of impairment on this type of test?
that the subject has drank more than they're used to drinking.
Okay. And do you recall the results of that test?
I do.
Okay. And how did Mr. Boyd perform on that test?
I did not see any signs of impairment as far as binge drinking from that,
Okay.
from what I recall.
Okay. Now, were you, were you also present during a PBT test?
I was.
You were present for that,
Yes, sir.
but I think you performed some, and then did anyone else assist them?
And then Officer Kane.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. And as a result of all of the tests that were performed, one-legged stand, walk and turn, HDN, VGN, PBT, as a result of those 5 tests,
Yes, sir.
did you make a determination that night of Mr. Boyd's impairment?
I did.
What was your determination?
I determined that he was under the influence of alcohol.
Okay. Now, did you then, what did you do after you made that determination?
I placed Mr. Boyd under arrest.
Okay. At any time, do you recall Mr. Boyd making any statements at the scene, anywhere else, about drinking?
He did tell me that he had drank prior to being pulled over.
Okay. So, that's a 6th. Would that be an indicator of impairment if somebody admits drinking?
I believe so.
Okay. And your personal observations?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 7. All right. Now, did you transport, where did you take Mr. Boyd?
I transported Mr. Boyd over to the Grayson County Detention Center.
Okay. For what purposes?
That was where he was to be lodged for the time being.
All right. Did you attempt to perform any additional tests on Mr. Boyd?
I did.
All right. What type of test did you try to perform at the jail?
I asked him to submit to an intoxilizer breath test.
What is an intoxilizer?
It is another form of a breath test, but it's actually more accurate. And it shows the presence of alcohol in the breath.
Okay. And prior to that, do you well, walk me through, once you get to the jail, do you do anything? Do you tell Mr. Boyd anything? Does he tell you anything? How does all that work?
Well, whenever I got to the jail, I asked him if he would submit to a breath test, an intoxilizer test, and if so, then he would He would have to be observed for 20 minutes, I believe it is,
Okay.
before actually administering the intoxilizer test.
Okay. Now, did you just, how do you tell him that? Do you tell him that in a formalized way, or do you just say, hey? you
Yeah,
wanna
we
make-"
read the implied consent to him.
All right. Was there a document that you read to him, or was there a piece of paper, or did you have it memorized?
No, I had a card that I had carried with me that actually had the implied consent on it.
And you read that to him?
Yes, sir.
And you told him about you having to, you said there was an observation period?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And how did Mr. Lloyd respond?
That he did not want to take the test.
Okay. So, do you have to cue the machine up even though they don't take the test?
Yes, sir.
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay. So, I'm going to show you a document.
Yes, sir.
And can you tell me what this is?
That
This
is the, I guess you'd call it receipt from, or the printed card from the intoxilizer machine.
What's the top part say? What's the top?
It says Grayson County Detention Center,
And then the next line?
intoxilizer, alcohol analyzer.
All right. And what date was that?
That was January 13th, 2017.
Okay. And when it says down here, subject test, who's being tested? Or who's supposed to be being tested?
Mr. Boyd would have been the one being tested.
And out beside it says what?
Refused.
Now, did the computer make that up, or how did that word get in there?
Once he had told me, like you said, the machine has to be started, but once he had told me that he had refused, I had put that he refused on the machine.
All right. And then, did you put any additional writings on this?
I put the observation period, which started at 8:42,
Military time is
2042.
2042.
Yes, sir.
All right. Commonwealth, we're going to introduce as Exhibit 2 to the trial.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Here, this is Commonwealth Exhibit 2.
In addition to the DUI charge, you charged Mr. Ward with the tags and receipts, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
I believe that's all, Judge.
Sir, do you have any questions?
I do, Your Honor. Thank you. How you doing, Deputy?
Good. How are you, sir?
Try and not mix you up with officer, deputy, or corrections at one point.
Yes, sir.
Why the jumps? Why did you leave Litchfield, go to the corrections, go to the sheriff's? I'm just curious.
I had actually started out at the Grayson County Detention Center in August of 2013, and then I went from there to the Litchfield Police Department. After being there, I actually went back to the detention center because of my insurance, where it wasn't as good as what I had it for myself as what I had at the detention center. And then now I actually have the same insurance as I did at the detention center through the sheriff's department.
So the sheriff's department has better insurance than corrections, has better insurance than Litchfield Police?
Yes,
There would be kind of hierarchy if you were,
well, for me, where I'm,
for you personally?
yes, sir, yes, sir.
Fair enough. I'm just curious as to, because you seem to spend a couple years here, a year
Yes,
there. Okay. But at the time, and I think I was trying to do math, and I think the jurors already know that my math is horrible. That's why I went to law school. By my calculations, you were, and I think that the testimony wasn't exactly clear, so I just want to clarify. You were at the academy academy, you started the academy March 2016?
Yes.
You started the academy. Do you remember when you actually completed the standardized field sobriety
But the defense was not convinced. The attorney started digging deeper, and one simple question began exposing gaps in the officer's story.
testing schedule, the 40 hours, which takes about a week?
I don't remember actually which month I was in as far as the academy whenever I completed that.
How many months were you in the academy? Do you remember that?
I was in the academy for 6 months.
6 months. So March all the way through September.
I graduated September 2nd, 2016.
September 2nd, 2016. So
Yes, sir.
October, November, December, January. You just 4 months out of the academy when you pull Mr. Boyd over.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good training exercise, right?
Yes, sir.
So this information would be with regard to the field sobriety testing procedure should be pretty fresh in your mind, would it not?
Yes, sir.
And you had a chance to utilize it in this case, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
All right. You've stated that. Well, let me start here. Okay. So you've stated that you pulled Mr. Boyd over because of an expired license plate, right?
Yes, sir.
Was it you who ran the license plate with dispatch?
I do not recall.
But at some point, information was relayed to you that a white truck with license plate blah, blah, blah was expired.
Yes, sir.
And that was before you stopped Mr. Boyd's vehicle.
Yes, sir.
Okay. In your citation, you wrote that his plates and registration receipt, as you will later learn, were both expired, right?
Yes, sir.
You didn't pull him for any other reason.
Not the initial stop was not for any other reason.
Was there another stop?
No.
So, can you please clarify, what do you mean by the
When
initial stop?
I first stopped Mr. Boyd, it was for the expired registration alone.
Okay. And you pulled him over,
Yes, sir.
and you began your investigation of, you began your interaction, let's call it that. It's not really an investigation at that point. It later turned into an investigation, right?
Yes,
But
sir.
before that, it was a routine traffic stop.
Yes, sir.
You said you had a chance to review the video prior to coming here.
I did.
Could you please tell us, when was the last time you've seen the video? How fresh is it in your mind?
The last time I reviewed the video was this last Thursday morning.
Last Thursday morning, okay. By the way, if at any point I ask you a question that you're not sure about, because I'm going to be talking about the video here a little bit,
Okay.
if there's a point you say, hey, I don't remember that, we can always go back to it, rewatch it, so don't
Okay.
panic. I got you, okay?
Okay.
All right. So in the video, because we had a chance to watch it together today when Officer Kane was testifying,
Yes, sir.
so it's fresh in our minds, much fresher than yours. At one point in the video, we could hear right as Officer Kane is exiting his vehicle where the in-car video is,
Mm-hmm.
and he's the one with the microphone, right?
Yes, sir.
You do not have a microphone?
No, sir.
As we already discussed in direct, there's no camera.
No, sir.
In your vehicle, you don't have any recording equipment, no body cam, no nothing.
No, sir.
At some point, right when Officer Kane exits his vehicle and you exit your vehicle, you kind of cross paths. And because Officer Kane is coming from the left side going towards the passenger side of Mr. Wood's vehicle. Do you remember that?
I believe so. I don't quite recall, but I'm not for sure.
Your vehicle was to the right, kind of like to the right rear of Mr. Wood's vehicle,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
And you came up to Mr. Lloyd's driver's side
Yes, sir.
area of the vehicle, right?
Yes, sir.
And at some point, right before you approached Mr. Lloyd's vehicle, you and Officer Kane had an exchange. Do you remember that? Very brief, just a few words exchange. Do you remember that?
I believe so.
And do you remember Officer Kane telling you to go ahead and get him?
I don't recall.
Would you like a refresher, sir?
That's fine.
You could come around here.
Yes, sir.
Make sure my equipment is working. There we go. It shuts off after inactivity for a long time. Does this look like the video that you watched Thursday morning?
Yes, sir.
Is that your vehicle? This right there? And this is Officer Kane's vehicle with the dash cam?
Yes, sir.
Did you hear that?
Yes, sir.
Have a seat, please. So Officer Kane tells you to go ahead and get him. Is that what we heard?
Yes, sir.
And then a few seconds after that, to this day, I've listened to this video probably about 100 times, and I still can't make out there's too much ambient noise. But we can clearly make out exactly 2 times the words smell and alcohol. Do you remember that watching the video?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you have not made contact with Mr. Bloyd at any way, shape, or form at this point, right?
Up to the point.
At that point in the
Yes, sir.
video
Yes, sir.
where
I have not yet.
we discussed the smell of alcohol, and right,
Yes, sir.
and at the point where you discussed go ahead and get him,
Yes, sir.
that Officer Kane relays to you as you approach Mr. Bloyd's vehicle.
Yes, sir.
So when you went to the academy, you were taught to make your reports complete, right?
Yes, sir.
When you write citations, right?
Yes, sir.
If you run out of room on that little sheet, you can always add another sheet. And if you have an entire narrative to write of 100 pages, you can just create your own narrative and submit it to the police department, right? Or wherever you're employed.
Yes, sir.
And they will attach that to the case.
Yes, sir.
Did you generate any additional report other than the citation that I have reviewed and you probably reviewed in this case?
I don't believe so.
You don't believe so, or you don't know?
I don't know.
Or you don't know if, oh, I'm sorry, let me rephrase the question. You don't believe that you generated a report, but there's a possibility that a report exists out there that we don't know about?
Not that I'm aware of.
You don't know what you've written?
I don't remember if I wrote anything else at the time.
I'm not trying to be argumentative, but I'm just trying to clarify whether or not there is additional evidence that the defense has now received in this case.
I think the witness is confused. I think the.
Why don't you try to clear it up a little bit?
What it raised, it's just-
I'm gonna let him see if he can clear it up a little bit.
Deputy Rafferty,
Yes, sir.
you generated a citation in this case, did you not?
Yes, sir.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Sure.
Does this look like the citation that you generated in this case?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Other than this particular citation, may I have it?
Yes.
Other than this particular citation, did you generate any other written, verbal, well, I shouldn't say verbal, written, recorded by video, audio, any other shape or form, evidence narrating the events that have occurred in this case?
No.
Okay. So this is the only piece of narration that you have written down about Mr. Floyd and the events that transpired January 13, 2017?
Yes, sir.
All right. Beautiful.
Judge, just to clarify, I mean, the document that I tendered into evidence of the intoxicalizer is additional evidence that he's already testified to. I'm just saying, and it's,
I believe I specified narrative, if I'm not mistaken. If I did, I'm just going to re-clarify. It's just we're talking about narrative description of the case.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Judge.
As the questioning continued, the biggest challenge to the officer's testimony was not what he said, but what he couldn't remember. The courtroom was now focused on one thing: whether the evidence truly supported the arrest